the link for the last part of the link is T-Dick.
No. You just said that on the live stream.
Find it?
Huh?
Find it?
Yep.
See if I can save the. I mean, usually when this happens, it's basically game over. This is why people wear like aprons and stuff. Smart people.
I mean, you could just say you savagely murdered somebody every time somebody asks why you've got red on your pants.
Hey David, we're on live stream, so we can not talk about murdering people.
You could not.
Nothing to say what you just said on live stream.
I was just reading the link.
Yeah, or were you just reading?
That's all I was doing. I was reading the link.
Did he tell you what the link says?
Mm-mm.
What does the link say, David?
I can't say.
Okay.
But it's definitely not appropriate.
Not safe for work.
Yeah. Or at least for live stream.
It's not bad.
You should probably be.
Changing that link.
Well, I mean, or at least watching to see if anyone's on.
Nobody's on. Look, that's. Where's the link?
TV. It's right there. It's the live stream.
Yeah, it's right there.
The C's capital makes it better.
Yeah, makes it so much better. You know, whatever. Alright, you want me to send this out? Alright, so I got the picture.
You can turn something into a link too if you just type words. You can. If you select it, highlight it,
Mm-hmm.
and then just make it the link. Since it does say what it says. I mean, that doesn't have to happen.
Wait, I can do what?
So if you put in, so you can put in like live stream, drop in and say hi, live stream link, and then you can hyperlink that. So just and then highlight it.
Nope.
Yeah, well you need to copy that at some point. But okay, highlight that one.
Link there.
Share link. Boom.
Now delete that one. Boom.
Now we're appropriate.
Yeah, you're appropriate.
You want me to send this out?
Not yet. I'm not there.
Delete one more.
What you can do is you can prepare the Facebook message and the Instagram message, which I guess is just the Instagram message. So we gotta figure out a way to get that link to your phone.
The link doesn't get capitalized. The S doesn't get capitalized either.
So figure out a way to get that link to your phone.
Okay.
It just makes it look like a title, like live stream link. Because then we need a period.
And you can even look up a short URL, or you can make it a short URL. I forget what tinyurl.com. Is that the free one? I think it is. So, tinyurl.com. All you have to do is put it, since it says, yeah, what it says.
Yep.
You just drop that in to the tinyurl, and they give you a small one. Same thing. They go to the same place.
It's actually a good thing you got that.
You're welcome. So that's three. Let's go here. Got the link. I have to prove. David, can I turn this into a live stream? Or a link?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to send this email and I don't see the button. Can I turn this into this?
So go to your Patreon, copy and paste this. Sometimes that works. Yeah, and see if there's like a thing. Yeah, okay, yeah, that should work.
And so on Instagram, what you want to do is just say, hey, I'll be live streaming today, draw similar post, and then you'll just say link in bio.
Oh, link in bio.
Yeah. That's the only place you can put a link in Instagram. It is actually clickable.
Yep, that makes sense.
But you might actually have to drop out of this, go back, edit the profile to make the new link, you know. It's all the order. Because if someone were to immediately, I guess you could just save the traffic.
I guess I could have.
So you go to, yeah, here you go. So you have to
Bio.
no, a link. They only give me one option. Website. Yep.
So just take that out, or
Yeah, you gotta take that out. Put the tiny URL in if you were able to score that. So that it doesn't say what it says, am I right?
You're afraid of us saying something.
Are you logged into Instagram on here?
No, you can't post. I mean, I guess you can adjust profile, but you can't really do anything. That's the weird thing about Instagram. It's phone only.
But I can just, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, maybe. No.
Edit profile. Is up there.
This?
Mm-hmm. So you can't
Okay.
do it there, yeah.
Submit?
Mm-hmm. Just double, so pop back on there and just click on it. See if it works. See if it's working.
Neat. Cool. Okay, so got that done. So I'm gonna.
Then we can basically just shoot off.
Do you want me to do the Patreon first, or?
Yeah, we'll shoot off Patreon, then we'll hit Instagram, and then
This one.
we'll watch Facebook.
Yep. So that one
Sure,
works.
too. Good.
So, publish that.
Am I ready? I think I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta watch yourself.
Yeah.
Just say it for myself.
Alright, so we're gonna do that next. Caption. Live to be in all the drop in.
Once it does show up in here.
Link is in profile.
Yes, link in profile. Or no, sorry, link in bio. This is whichever the terminology.
In bio. Sure. Okay, so that's done. So I should have posted here.
Should take a moment or two, but yep.
Yep. So that's posted. This is posted. So you just want me to keep an eye on?
Yes, moderate YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know if there's any other funny things that happen.
Okay. Are you connected on your device so that way you can see the chat?
No. Now you want to feel free to go live with
It's already on.
ticking off of unlisted.
Oh.
How's everyone doing this morning? I'm going to get started with, I had a little bit of an underpainting going here, and that's dry, kind of keeps my drawing in place, and I'm going to work on probably the shadow side of the face today and see how far we can get as we move along. So I started off by essentially putting down kind of a wet wash over this area so that when I'm working, I'm kind of working into wet and I'm not just working on top of the dry area. And we'll see how it goes. See, definitely check in throughout the day and keep it on in the background and periodically drop in to see the progress. It's pretty crazy how it comes into being. Almost surprises me sometimes. And on that wash that I put down, it's kind of a what I would call the value would be around the center, about the middle range, or the average value for kind of the area here in the shadow. And I'm just going to start working into that, describing some of these areas. My moderator is out for the moment, so if you have a question, please ask it. He'll be back in just a second, and then he'll share some questions with me, and I'll be able to respond. But yeah, make sure to drop off your question there in the comments, and that way I can help address that as soon as I'm able. And my moderator is back, so if you have a question, feel free to drop it off, and he'll let me know, and I'll respond. Or even if you say anything, I don't know, curse me if you want, that's fine.
But I can't curse back.
Yeah, that's right, can't curse back. Trying to establish a few fixed points here where I can start comparing the rest of my colors. It can take some time for it to work, and there's that. I mean, this is the place where you're not terribly excited about how it's going, but you just keep at it until it starts to do what you're looking for. Just kind of enjoying that bigger flat for some of these areas. Sean, that was a lot of typing.
Yep.
What just happened?
I was saying thanks for joining us. If you have any questions or comments you would like Vince to answer or respond to, just drop it in the chat.
Awesome, thanks.
So nobody said anything yet. I was just trying to get people to say stuff.
There you go. The challenge has been put forth.
Who's in there? You think we should have like really soft music playing in the background, or?
Digital DMA, my friend.
I don't know what that acronym.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. It's basically the digital rights.
You want me to beatbox?
No.
Oh, okay, that's probably a good call. I don't know how to do that.
So we will have music at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working toward that. This is the first time I've live streamed since COVID.
Moving past that COVID life.
It was one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna do this novel thing during the pandemic since everyone has to stay home, but thinking that maybe it would be over with sooner than it did, and well, I guess it was almost a year and maybe 3 months ago that I last did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long ago. But now we got a lot of new technology to do it.
Yeah,
And we're moving past that COVID life into whatever.
into the great unknown.
Great unknown. It's good that I'm tone deaf because that's not copyrighted. If I can't sing it right.
I don't even think that was a song. I just made it up. Hey.
Well, there you go. That's how we do it. Making up songs as we go, painting somebody's eyeball, killing this live stream thing. When you want to introduce the ducks?
I don't know. Is now a good time?
Let's give it a little bit.
Okay.
Because it said the data says the best time for people to be online is like 11 or 12. So
Okay.
you do it around lunchtime when people are scrolling their phones, or
Sounds good.
that's something they don't want to miss.
Yeah. Hey, so if you're in here right now, I guess stick around. Because if you haven't noticed yet, if you're listening very carefully, you're probably hearing the soft, gentle cheep, or peep, however you want to put it, of baby ducks. Yeah? Yeah, I've got studio ducks.
Are they like toddler ducks now, or are they still baby ducks?
I don't know. They're pretty little.
Yeah.
They're a little over a week old. So super cute studio ducks.
No feathers, bunch of hair.
I actually made a painting of one of them.
You did.
Because I wanted to remember this moment.
And instead of just taking a picture, like, non-artists, you decided to take it one step forward and remember it in a painting. And it turned out really well.
So if you stick around, I promise I'll hold a duck. That
2 ducks.
2. Well, one of them, he's a little more wild, or he or she, I should say. I don't really know.
Yep, we don't know yet.
Yeah, we can do that.
Which is gonna be great.
So you don't want to miss it.
No, it's gonna be so good.
Hey, David's back.
There he is, tripping over stuff on his way back. Okay, we got 13 playbacks. I don't know what that means, but it's double digits now.
Hey.
We got 14 playbacks.
14. What's concurrent, or what's concurrent viewers?
Huh? Oh, right now it's 4.
4. All right. Hey.
Except we still have 0 comments. Oh, we got a comment!
Oh.
Oh, well. We got 2 comments now.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. We're basically on the way.
Yeah, if you're like, hey, who is the other guy talking? It's Sean, and Sean is my do everything guy.
Yep.
Like, you name it, he can do it, and yeah. So he's monitoring the stream, and
Somebody asked, where did you complete your fine arts degree?
oh, good question. So I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and I stayed right here, and I went through the local university, Wichita State, and this was I started about 20 years ago, and it was a really different program then. Like I was able to paint from the live model for almost 2 years. It was kind of required in the curriculum. It's really, so I can't recommend enough. If you're pursuing realism, to get in front of the model. So that was tremendously valuable. I didn't have any idea how valuable it would be, but it was great. And I finished. I got a 9-year degree, a 9-year fine arts degree. if you do it any other way, I don't know. Maybe you should have. I don't know. Become a doctor? Can you become a doctor in 9 years? Does that work that way? Is that? I don't know. How quick can that happen? David? Anything?
I think 7 years.
7? Can you have 7?
Wow, dude, so you outdid a doctor.
I did.
I mean, doctors have probably more of an intensive regimen, but you got a lot of experience.
So in the middle there, I also quit. Just so you know, it's if you quit and you come back, not all is lost.
Hey, somebody said, first time watching your stream, but I have to say that I love your videos, man. Really entertaining and educating.
Who's that?
Barack.
Brock, thank you.
Surprise of the actual Brock.
Thanks for saying so. It's actually a really exciting time. I'm glad you're watching because I've got Sean. So we're going to be releasing a lot more content in the months to come. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more coming down the pike, and I'm really pumped about that. So thanks for the good word. Appreciate that.
Do you want to talk about any of the stuff coming up, or do you want to leave it as a surprise?
Oh, surprises. Yeah. Plus, somebody, they might like steal our ideas. I'm afraid.
I mean, this makes sense. But nobody has your talent, so even if they try to steal the idea, it's not going to look like your stuff. But it's probably a good idea to keep it under wraps until we release it.
Those surprises are fun.
Yeah.
And anyhow, you know.
Plus, if they choose to become a Patreon, they can find out surprises much sooner. Because we're also going to be posting a lot more to that.
Yeah, easy there, man. Easy
What?
there.
Oh, sorry. I don't know how to do this. I'm doing my best. I'm trying here. You're the one in front of the camera.
This is
I'll leave it up to
this
you.
is the this is the you know, this is the good content right here.
Okay.
We're not selling it.
We don't ask anybody for money.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
We don't.
Brock asks, may I ask what colors you have in your palette?
Yeah, good question. I've got a lead white going on here. I like it for some transparent white. Highly poisonous, obviously, so you want to take great care using it. Cad yellow, yellow ochre, cad red light or medium. I think it's a medium. Cerulean blue, burnt sienna, permanent alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, and then viridian.
You just made some of those up, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Those half of those words, not real.
Viridian sounds like something off.
Viridian.
It sounds pretty cool.
Is that it's like superhero?
Oh, I was gonna say something like that, but I don't know if that was copyrighted too.
I don't.
I can
No,
use
I
it
think
now.
we're good. I think
Okay.
we're good there. I think the music thing is the touchy thing. It's like. So Brock, the palette's kind of based off of warm and cool yellows, warm and cool reds, warm and cool blues. Got a few outliers there, like burnt sienna and viridian, but it's kind of playing off of these two warm and cool areas that within the color wheel that it allows you to move in certain directions. It also allows me to create a lot of fun neutrals. And that's one of the things I enjoy the most about this process is really building these neutrals from kind of complementary colors. The neutral itself is made from really intense colors, but then once they're kind of mixed down and they begin to negate each other, then it's like you can't tell anymore, but there's still a lot of just intensity and richness, even though it reads in neutral. It's doing a lot for, you know, when you look at an oil painting, you want to like really feel the richness of the oil color, and that's what I love about oil is just how great it ends up looking, you know, when you're all done, varnished, and it's just beautiful the way the light travels through it, since it's semi-transparent, and the light picks up those bits of pigment floating around in the oil, and I mean, it's unmatched.
Hey, A-21-Mestery Summit subhash.
Wow! Yeah, how about just A21? What's up?
Alright, yeah.
A21, what's happening?
Let's go with that. Said, I'm struggling with selecting panels for my practice. I use 300 GSM paper and I prime it with 2 to 3 layer gesso.
That's good.
But
Yeah.
I still think it's soaking oil from the paint. Can you suggest any cheap surfaces for practice?
Ooh, you're already use cheap surfaces for practice. Honestly, that's what I did all throughout college. What you're doing is kind of what I did, to a degree. I don't think I have any of, well, with the exception of very few, do I still have any of those practice images. So I guess I would say keep doing what you're doing. what kind of paper are you using? May I ask that? What brand? I always used BFK Reeves.
Brock also said I'm all about that color as well.
Yeah.
So get that color in there.
Good.
I like to use greens and yellows to color my grass and my sunshine with a little smiley face on there. A little stick people hanging out.
Was that you or Brock?
Oh, that was me. Yeah. No. Brock's probably way better than I am. 821 says, oh, it's not any brand, just a local stationery paper.
Okay. I feel like I had a really, and this is where it's starting to not get cheap. I know that you're looking for, options for training, and that's really good. I feel like I would buy a big box. Of course, I'm starting, this is a long time ago now, but it was, I don't even remember the numbers, but it was still expensive because it is a really nice thick paper, really cottony. I think, if anyone knows for sure, I think it's used for printmaking largely, but it just has a good weight to it, good thickness. And then you're doing better than I. I think I only did like one layer of gesso. That's how like cost effective I was. So you're on top of that. You're doing good. But I really like that BFK Reeves. Nice cottony, thick. I don't feel like I had a lot of because you're talking about the oil traveling through the gesso.
Yeah, it's soaking oil from paint.
Okay. I feel like I didn't run into that too much, but I might have. What gesso are you using?
Brock said, Brock is not way better than you are, but thank you, stranger. I'm gonna guarantee that if you have any talents, you're way better than me.
Whoa.
I don't know, I've gotten some good pictures from you.
Have you?
Yeah.
I can write words pretty well, but when it comes to painting, it just takes some extreme talent to do that. And super impressive, and I'm always amazed, especially with Vince. Never seen the kind of quality that he does, but I tried when I was younger, and it was just never something that I could really figure out.
I think we needed since this is our first time back in a long time, and we're getting the hang of it again, I think we need a mic for each of you guys, so that this is a little bit like what we do every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Brock asked me a question.
Yeah.
If I'm an art student or an assistant in training, and kind of an assistant in training. I was working in aerospace machining in Wichita, Kansas, and then with COVID, we got a 6-month notice on they were shutting down our shop. So just trying to figure out kind of where God was leading me in that place, and trying to decide what was next for me. And I rent Vince's basement from him, and he offered up the job a while back, and it's a little bit different, but I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot. I'm hoping to get this video thing down and start video editing and maybe do some Photoshop. And so right now it's definitely an assistant in training, but I'm hoping the more I learn, the more valuable I can become. And 821 said it's homemade gesso, 40% glue, 40% acrylic color, 20% talcum powder. Yeah, cost-effective stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I applaud you for making your own stuff. I've always oh man, I'm so bad. I've always been like, oh, it's just so much easier to buy it off the shelf. So I think I used EVWIII brand just their acrylic gesso, it's pretty thick. You have to almost water it down to break it down some if you want it to spread evenly and a little more smoothly. I feel like I had good luck with that. I sure hope I'm not leading you astray, but I'm delighted that you are saying, hey, I want to pursue art, and I'm figuring out a way to do it. I mean, I can remember in college buying, yards and yards of canvas and stretcher bars and stretching a lot of the things that I was working on, hand stretching, and that was intense. But definitely the gesso paper was by far one of the best ways to cost effectively have a lot of surfaces ready to go. Where are you studying, if I may?
That was nice. Brock said, it may sound cliche, but it's never too late to learn how to do something, especially in art. You already got the perfect teacher, just go for it and start painting. I'm sure you'll get better with more and more practice. And I appreciate that. I'm hoping to start practicing with other things, but I'm definitely going to leave painting to the master over here. Although I did paint a solid color.
That's right.
On a piece of canvas a couple days ago.
So I was like, all right, we had to start somewhere, so you can kind of tell on this there is this kind of gray ground color over the whole thing, and then I've done a light. I even hesitate. It's not necessarily even an underpainting, but for the light, it kind of is. I did a light painting on top to kind of maintain my drawing before I start working on. This might be the final color layer. I might add more later. We'll see. It all depends on how well it's going and how well I like what's happening. But that ground layer was what I had Sean do the other day. I was like, all right, you can totally do this.
I killed it. Nailed it.
And you did. You did. You did really good.
It is just so much different than I thought it was going to be with oil. I thought I don't know, gonna kind of be with paint, and he didn't put very much on it. I was like, there's no way that's gonna cover everything, and it was way more than we needed. So the concept of oil painting was completely different than what I thought it was gonna be, and I guess maybe I never would have understood that unless I actually was able to experience it. So I'm thankful that, he's teaching me how to do a lot more. It's all about learning new skills and becoming more valuable, and I hope long term we can figure things out and get some really, really good stuff out there. So what is gesso?
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what that is.
It's the ground that you paint on. So you don't want to just put.
That's the earth.
It is. Yeah. So all right. So it's like the canvas is it's not really good to just, the oil will break it down if you just put it directly on canvas or directly on paper or directly on anything. The oil is pretty bad at breaking it down. Whereas if you have this kind of in-between product, typically in the past has been gesso, it says like A21 has their stuff down with how they're making it. It's been made with different materials in the past, but largely it's just that it's like a protective surface for whatever substrate you're painting on. Today I'm using a Raymar L64C panel. It's not cheap, but I like the uneven weave of the linen, and I really enjoy. It's a quadruple primed product too, so just really smooth. Paint goes on. Paint application is very nice, and I think I've used this for probably almost the last year. Really satisfied with it, but not really a great option for training.
And A21 said no. So no to the what school are you going to for painting? She said, or he, sorry, or he. I'm not sure. But A21 said no. I'm just learning through YouTube. Andrew Tischler, Stefan Bauman.
Cool.
Cesar Santos, Cesar Cordova, and hundreds of other artists on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. I just have one more year to explore oil. And then Brock said, I'm drawing my next painting to the canvas right now while listening to the stream, so it's kind of a podcast more than a stream for me.
Hey, all right. Well, I'll try to keep the podcast rolling.
Okay, and then A21 said, so after the other year to explore, they'll be 21 and have to join and find another job. So I just randomly join any live oil painting streams and irritate the creators by asking so many questions.
Come on, that's I mean, it makes it fun. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself.
And I'd be making weird jokes and.
Yeah, this is good.
I mean, you already are making weird jokes.
David, I didn't know that you were part of the stream. Okay.
He doesn't know.
You need some positivity in here.
I was asked a question about doctors, so I came back in.
That's true.
You did.
Yeah, I did need to know that.
You opened the door, not me.
Yeah.
And then Brock said, I also suggest Mark Carter and Chris Fornatoro and Vince too, of course.
Thanks.
You're getting a shout out, man. That's pretty cool.
I love it.
It's pretty solid. And I don't know anything about this, so all of these questions are helping me to learn more about what I'm investing in for a possible, career path for me.
Yeah, the next weekend, Sean and I are headed to Lincoln, Nebraska, and we'll be participating in an art fair there. And say what you will about art fairs, I think they're a great place to promote your work. If you just need a place to do so, you can meet a lot of new people, make some great connections, and I owe a lot to where I am at this moment, just from doing art fairs and meeting new people.
And I'm excited to go because I've never been to an art fair before, or Lincoln, Nebraska. So
I think I did go to Lincoln, Nebraska for an anniversary one year. It was.
You and Anna's?
Yeah. And it was it was fun.
Brock said, it's a good stream if you came for the painting but stayed for the chat. So I guess we're doing something.
Hey, we're doing something. Yeah, that's great. We're hanging out.
Yeah. And if we can't have music, the next best thing is at least.
But we're working on that part. I got a few friends here in town, and I've said, hey, I'd love some of your more ambient work that I could share on my streams, and I think he's on it. I don't know for sure.
A21 said, can you share your daily routine if you can? I mean, how many times a day or week you paint, or what other things you were involved in or something?
No, yeah, good question. So it really does have to become this almost constant practice. I'm a professional artist, so this is the only art is the only income I make, and so a lot of it has to, whether I feel like it or not, whether I got 8 hours of sleep or not. Didn't last night, for the
Usually
record. And it's just one of those, I gotta be in here and create. Not only, to, of course, provide for my family, but also that I was thinking about it and writing about it this morning when I wasn't sleeping, about how important the last 22 years have been, and just formative, and how, in 1997, I was barely making art paintings at all. In fact, some of my teachers in high school were like, "Hey, you've got some talent. You should try this or that." And I was just I wasn't very receptive, and to kind of make that whole transition was, it's just, if I had not kept at it, over and over and over and over and over and over again since that time. With as I stated earlier, with a little bit of quitting here and there, because if you don't quit and question everything and join a band,
Become a server at a
wait tables, like if you don't do that sort of a thing, and get lost along the way, then get married and get divorced. That's another one. That's good. If you don't do that sort of stuff along the way.
But he's not advocating for divorce.
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
And he got married again.
I got married again.
And
yeah,
it's successful this time.
That's good. It's good. It's
And
going
he had
very
kids.
and kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
all these good things.
So many good things.
So like if you can't get in the studio as often as you can, which I realize is very hard if you are working a whole another full-time job or multiple jobs with some side hustles, like it is tough in those spaces to make time for it. But really, that's the only way forward, is more and more and more time creating. I learned a lot in going through school, but I think honestly I've learned way more going out and attempting to work and figure out and problem solve this art thing. And I've really enjoyed the process along the way. I mean, certainly it's been filled with lots of frustrations and unknowns, and uncertainties that, are frankly, they're quite debilitating at times, the anxiety. But kind of moving forward, trusting, the calling on your life. I think we all know what I mean by calling, where you're just like, I'm pretty sure this is what I've been made to do. And if that's the case, then you just have to kind of keep going for it. Yeah. So the daily routine, maybe to get back more to that, is each day in the studio, I try to be in the studio from 9 to 5, and I really try to put that hard stop on it. Occasionally, I'll go a little farther if I'm in a really important technical spot. I'll just say, okay, I've got to take a break, or I've got to just continue going for a little bit. But I really try to protect my family time in the evenings and not just work away, because I certainly could. And
that's why you hired me.
And so I've hired Sean in literally the last week.
Yeah.
To
My
say,
last day as a machinist was the 28th of May.
Yeah.
So it has been, pretty new.
So as a like, hey, how can I be more at the easel, and what sort of things? Because when you're an artist as a living, there is a whole nother side of life. I mean, taxes and bookkeeping and all sorts of other self-marketing, all the things that we all know that goes into this process.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, how much of that could Sean be able to do? And hopefully, ultimately, he gets to exercise some creativity in the video editing and in. If I can get him at the easel someday, then you bet. I'm gonna do it.
Real future. Real future. I got to really get in touch with my artistic side.
And that's why I'm excited to have him come to the show with me next weekend, because I realize you see something for the first time. I remember realizing for the first time that, I might actually be able to live from art. And that was really transformative. The first opportunity I saw that as a real option and not just kind of a dream, it really changed my way forward and what and my dedication, drive, all of that. I was like, oh, this is possible, and it was really hard to do before that. Probably went on way too long, but yeah, just daily in the studio working and trying to create boundaries so that it doesn't become unhealthy.
It looks like we've got some solid saw stuff in the chat. So Brock said, I miss hanging out with my friends and socializing so much. These types of streams helped me a lot through the last year and a half. He also said, I feel like the pandemic is finally over though. And then A21 shared something that no one knows in the world. And they liked someone for the last 3 years but couldn't confess to her. And in the last 2 years, haven't seen her because of COVID. And hoping maybe they'll get to meet. And then Brock said, never say never, Sean. And you're right. I will never say never. Maybe someday I will realize that I really enjoy painting. But at this point, I really like photo editing. I really like messing with videos.
Changing your fiance's.
Yeah. So Sean's been practicing photo editing for me, so he can, learn the ins and outs of Adobe products. But Sean, tell him what you've been working on.
Oh yeah, well, I made the live stream today picture kind of. I mean, Vince helped me because he's got the eye of an artist, but I was able to kind of figure that out. There's a lot of options in there I don't really know how to do, and our other coworker,
Studio mate.
The other studio mate, because he doesn't work for Vince, but he's in the studio with us every day. He knows a lot more about Photoshop than I do, so me and my at the time girlfriend went on a trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and I proposed and we got engaged, and then we took a picture, and so when we came back I was trying to figure out what I wanted to Photoshop, and I decided first that I wanted to put my mouth on her forehead, and that one was really, really tricky to do. I couldn't figure out really how to do it. So then I decided that I was going to move my nose to her face and her nose to my face. And in that moment, I really realized how small her nose was. And then I did that, and my nose is way too big for her face. But it actually, I think, looks pretty good. Other than, super unrealistic, but it ended up being, it was just fun to create something. I enjoyed that. So Vince, tell us about what you're doing now.
Thanks for keeping me on track. Well, I'm kind of working my way around. I'm trying not to be too specific just yet, but just kind of building up a few areas so I feel like, okay, I can really make some good judgments on value and color. So I'm kind of just trying to work some of these areas. It's a slow march. There's no way around it. Some artists are way faster. I appreciate that. I've always liked the moments where I seem to capture it quicker. But hey, we've got a whole day to live stream here. We'll take a lunch break, but we're definitely gonna keep rolling.
At 11:45, I have to go meet with my sponsor.
Oh man!
I'm gonna do that. But I mean, you can sit here in awkward silence for.
Yeah, I know, but you keep the conversation going. You're the guy.
Literally the only responsibility I have right now.
But you're killing it.
Nailing it. I mean, it'll be all right. It'll be fine. Barack wants me to make her look like she is the one proposing. So that's pretty.
She kind of does.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we're down on the same level. So normally on a proposal, you're supposed to get down. Well, for me as a man, I felt like it was my responsibility to get down on one knee, to pop the question. And she started, crying and getting weak in the knees and everything. So she came down to my level. So the picture that we have of us proposing is that I'm on one knee and she's squatting down, and so it's you're not.
Everyone's on the ground.
Yeah, so everybody's on the ground. She's, shaking and crying, and I'm shaking because I'm super nervous, and so she didn't actually answer me, and she was just, she was just beside herself with joy, and I was like, baby, you have to consent to this, yes or no. And she was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I was like, oh okay. But at that point, she was also, she had her fingers were kind of swollen. And so it was really, really tough to get the ring on, and it was cute. It was everything that could go wrong did go wrong, but it was exactly what our relationship is, and it was good stuff. Thanks, man. Brock said he's happy for me. Congratulations. I appreciate that because it was big. It was a big move.
Yeah.
And
Who was it A21 or Brock who was saying they were hoping they're going to see this person again?
A21.
A21? Yeah. Tell us about this person.
So I'd like to add, we all come here because we need time with people, so that is why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Solid point, David. Coming in for the killer.
Man. Yeah. We will all of us admit that without friendship, each other's friendship, it is really hard out there.
Especially the last
Yeah.
year and a half, 2 years of the crazy pandemic and the chaos that, is out there. But I think we've all been doing a pretty decent job of kind of focusing on our own sphere of influence. And, there's times you get on Facebook and you get on Reddit and you do all these things and you see kind of what's going on out there. But I've had to get to a point where I stopped doing that because I needed to focus on, here with my boys and, my fiance and just my influence, because focusing on the world and the fear that, people are kind of clinging to, it was just really unhealthy for me and it made things really hard. So this has been really, really helpful for me too, because relationships are key.
We love you, Sean.
I'm Sean.
Appreciate that. Glad I'm here.
Yeah.
It's good stuff though.
Yeah, it was really interesting during the pandemic because both David just got married within the last year, but both Sean and David lived here. Yeah, you're probably now asking what on earth is going on at this place, and hey, we I don't know. Family looks like what you make it. Okay. So we got a bunch. We just got a bunch of people living in this house.
We got 2 ducks.
Yep, 2 ducks.
A cat. Almost. We're about to have 3 more cats.
Yeah, 3 more cats.
Because my fiance has 3 cats.
So I mean, this is how we want life to be. Like to be with one another, because it is all about connection.
As Lilo and Stitch say, Lana means family. And family means no one gets left behind.
Hey, David, I think that's copyrighted.
Sorry, Disney.
YouTube just shut us down for quoting Lilo and Stitch.
Disney will go after you.
Let's see, A21 said actually I had typed a huge question, but they think it didn't send, I think.
Oh, no.
So they'll type it again. What do you think about the plan? And so I think they're talking about their plans to type it again. So absolutely, we want to see what your question is.
Yeah.
And then Brock said, Vince should open a wedding salon near a studio. If he will be rich, I can feel it. There is a lot of marriage going on.
This is true. This is true.
But the other neighbors, they're past the point of marriage.
Yeah.
They have grandkids and.
The other neighbors have no idea what's going on.
No, they question it.
So
I think some of them think it's a cult.
Yeah. And maybe you guys think it's a cult too. That's fine. But
that's fine. And he's got a basement that's completely finished that I live in, and it's great. And so, it's basically like an apartment, and it's a beautiful basement with cabinets and an awesome refrigerator and big open. It's really nice. So
because here's the deal, like you guys know out there, rent is insane.
Oh yeah.
It is so much, and I don't know. My wife and I don't know. A couple years ago, we were like, we want to create a space in whatever home we find ourselves in next, where the people we know and love who are in our sphere can just be offered, hey, we want you here. We don't know how it'll look like, how it'll go, but we just want to be together. So. And we want to offer something of value to you, a place to live, a place to be accepted. Insert Lilo and Stitch.
Anna is not copyrighted.
Okay, because, alright, yeah.
You want to tell them about your castle?
Yeah, so
Steve.
the big hairy audacious goal kind of extends on that. So this is a good one. 821. Have your big hairy audacious goal. What we call a VHAG. Something that just is so big that probably you'll never get there. I'm not counting on it, but I'm gonna try really hard in life to get there. But I'd like to. There's a few places here in town that I'd love to own, but I don't really have the finances to do so. So I'm really hoping some benefactor someday comes along and makes it possible. But in this space, yes, I'd love to teach more art to those in the area, and hopefully create just more room for. David's a graphic designer. He's a remote graphic designer. Sean's gonna be doing video editing and who knows what else, since we've talked about so many things.
Yep. Rebuilding the porch.
Well, we're trying to get creative here. We're trying to look beyond those immediate things.
Yeah.
But just have more of an artist collective space here in Wichita. There's really nothing like that for representational art. I feel like even in the Midwest, it's pretty sparse around here for that sort of a thing. And so that's the big dream. And Sean calls it the castle, which I'm cool with. And yeah, hopefully someday I get to exercise that, and there is a space for people to come create. I mean, just like you guys are doing right now. Come, make. 821. I would love to have you there, and to be able to create some of the. We work on figuring out what paper works, figuring out what gesso works, just creating and encouraging one another. Because as we said earlier, man, you got to have those connections. It's really deep and important connections.
Brock wants to know if he can stay in your studio too.
How far do you have to travel? I don't want to ask a weird ASL. Is that how it went?
Age, sex, location.
Yeah. We're not doing that. But how far would you have to travel? You can just give us an hour number.
We're in the middle of the United States.
Dead center.
Literally dead center. Yeah, in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. You said that earlier, so we can say that again.
I mean that's home.
I also want to ask, is it gesso or gesso? What is the term?
I've always said gesso. I don't know.
Some of my teachers said gesso or gesso. It was both.
If it's Italian in origin, I think it would be gesso.
So Brock said, well, let's say I'm almost all the way on the opposite side of the world. So it'd be a little bit of a drive.
The world, not even.
Let's just say. Okay, yeah, got it.
Wait, if he's on the other side of the world, do they propose the same way? Is it 1 foot down?
Yeah, how do proposals work there?
First, he wants us to guess where he's from.
Oh,
okay. Other side of the world. Hold up.
Are you gonna look this up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up a world map.
Sean's on it. Detective Sean.
Come into the case. Alright, so here we got the world. And here we've got Wichita, Kansas right there in the middle. So, I'm gonna guess on the opposite side, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal. I don't know. I think India is a pretty good guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess India. No, 821's question got deleted again.
What?
I don't know why that keeps happening. That's too bad. And clearly they spent some time typing it up again. So Brock, India? He said, "Oh wow, no wonder why I failed in geography class. It wasn't the opposite side." So he gives a clue. Oh, A21's from India though.
Hey!
Called it. Thanks for saving that. A21.
Also, how is it going in India?
Yeah. A21. How's it going in India right now?
Because that explains the distance too.
What do Americans eat at Thanksgiving dinner? Turkey! He's from Turkey!
Hey!
Hey, my sister-in-law is in Turkey right now.
No way! They're probably right next to each other.
They live in Germany, but to get to America, they had to go to Turkey because she just got engaged as well.
Yeah! Oh, that one? Yeah, the Germany one?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wow.
Hey, yeah! He said, yeah! So, we got Turkey and we got India.
That's awesome.
Also, my wife watches Turkish TV all the time. She likes the romance of it. Right now, she's watching one with this like guy who works. They work for like they make building architecture firm, and the lover female they like have this back and forth thing. I think he just had a tumor. I don't know. It's like a
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow,
that's
Anyways,
dramatic.
sorry.
Serious? No,
She
yeah.
watches Turkish TV.
That's awesome.
So A21 said, yeah, right now its condition is good. And it said, but financially everyone has their bad stage.
Mhm.
So many lost their jobs, but currently situation is good. So that's good.
Man, sorry to hear that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I have coworkers in India. Yeah.
And they just hope that the third wave doesn't show up.
Mm.
And Brock said, Turkish TV series are the new soap opera.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, your wife really does love him. Like,
She really does.
she's.
I thought she was all about the South Korean stuff.
No.
Like
That's
K-pop and stuff?
That's Laura.
Oh, Laura's into K-pop. Your wife's into Turkish.
So she was very jealous of her sister
Getting to go to...
for 2 weeks.
Turkey.
She's in Turkey for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
Does Turkey have some pretty cool things to see?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Oof. She was sending pictures and I don't even know.
Yeah. Where should we go, Brock? Next time we're in Turkey.
The first time ever we're in
Yeah,
Turkey?
first time. Yeah.
Let's have an art show in Turkey so we have to go. I don't know if that's... We're just spitballing. These are just ideas. We're brainstorming. But I'm not going to say that I wouldn't go to Turkey if I got asked to. So 821. So they said maybe I'll see her after 6 months, so I'm planning that. I'll just go towards her and hand over her a packet.
Ah.
Oh.
What kind of packet?
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah. Well, can we ask what's in the packet?
Oh yeah. Can we ask? That's probably a good way to start that.
Yeah.
Instead of just assuming.
I mean, you got me now. I mean, I'm.
Barack said, well, you should immediately leave and turn back to your country if you were in Turkey.
Oh no.
Man, shots fired.
Man.
We all were born here. What excuse to be here?
Hmm.
So people that are born there, that's their excuse, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's I guess we don't live there, so we have no idea what it's like.
Sure.
I mean-
I'm only getting the actual like
Yeah. The things that they want you to see.
Yeah, the tourist highlight
the
reel.
mosques and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he said, just kidding. And then 821 said, in that packet, I'll keep her oil painting that I'll paint for next 6 months. Aw.
Hey, that's awesome.
And then, and in that, I'll also keep QR code of a song, which will say the words that I want to say.
Hey, that's a great
Wow.
idea. That's awesome, man.
It
I'm
makes
gonna.
me feel lame.
Yeah, I'm tucking that one away.
That's
for,
a good one.
for an anniversary or something. Yeah, that's
and then
good.
after, like all this time not seeing her, and then you just show up with a packet of
Yeah.
oil paintings and song and QR code. That's awesome.
I mean, that is
Turkey is a good country for tourist purposes. I wouldn't recommend living in it though. It's not for amateurs. Which
I feel like we're amateurs.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yep.
We live in the
Certainly.
U.S. and the U.S. has its own issues, but I don't know anything about many other countries to live in, so I can't say one way or another.
For my engagement, I made my wife a children's book, so it is over 32 drawings. So I'm very much into the oil painting.
Yeah. And that was a cool gift.
That was an awesome gift.
It was like this, like the story of your relationship.
Yeah, I ran away from a raccoon once and shoved her in front of it. That was in the book.
That's good.
You did?
What?
You ran away from a raccoon and shoved your wife in front of it?
Okay, so we went to Vince's art show, the Ottoman Art in Wichita. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
And we had dinner, and it was Friday the 13th, so I made a joke, and there was a full moon. I made a joke. I was like, we should spend our evening in a cemetery, jokingly, because
Yeah, but your wife would take that and run with it.
yeah, because I'm super afraid of ghosts.
Yeah.
Totally believe them. She
Yeah.
does not believe in them. And so she said, yeah, for sure. And so we were in the cemetery, lying down. I don't have a blanket, because I don't bring blankets in my car,
Right.
because I'm assuming I'm going to freeze to death anyways.
Yeah.
And we're out there, and I'm super afraid that I'm going to, like, be ghosted by a spirit.
Be ghosted by a ghost?
And then the tree, like, starts to shake, and I'm like, yep, this is it.
It is happening.
And I jump behind her, and yep, that.
She's like 5 foot tall and you're like 7. So you had to like crouch and like make yourself as small as you could to be hidden behind her.
She saved my life.
Oh, poor sweet David.
So, how many we got on right now?
It's fluctuating between, right now it's 3, but
Okay.
I mean it was up to like 10 at one point, so
Next time we hit a little higher, let's break out the duck.
let's break it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
If we hit
ducks.
what, 8? If we hit 8 again, we'll bring the ducks out.
Yeah.
And then 821 said, and while handing that packet to her, should I say something or whatever? I mean, wouldn't that be weird? Because she literally have no idea about my feelings.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a big question.
I mean, probably talk. Talking is always good.
Oh, yeah.
Communication's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. But
I don't know what you say.
I mean, I guess to be honest,
Well, maybe this. Do you already know each other? Like, are you friends through something else, or yeah?
is it kind of like, yeah, like you're into her from kind of a distance and you want to make your feelings known? But yeah, if you're friends, then I feel like that opens up a place to be honest. If you're not friends, what do you think, Vince?
If you're not friends, yeah. I think I'm gonna stick to the painting advice.
If you're, maybe definitely include a note. I would say. I think it could just be. And also, I don't know, like, cultural.
Yeah, that's right. That's
America is
yeah.
very abrupt.
Yeah,
to the
very
point.
blunt.
Very blunt.
Yeah, you go up and you just kind of lay it all out and say it. But India's probably a whole different thing.
I'd maybe write a note saying your feelings if you don't feel like you have the ability to talk. I would say that, like, I guess I don't know if they would understand what everything meant then.
Yeah, I really do think like the whole cultural thing makes it a little bit trickier.
Yeah, to give advice.
Yeah.
Plus, love advice just in general is tricky.
Yeah. Hence my
I'm gonna stick to painting.
my hesitation.
Yep.
I don't want to steer you in the wrong way.
So yeah, she's his classmate.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, so she knows you. Even if it's just like through passing in school or whatever.
Okay.
But also, I don't know if like they tried to have a conversation last year with her.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
I think I DM'd her 4 to 5 times. Hey, Sarah. What's her last name?
Rossiter.
Rossiter.
Yeah.
Always
Awesome.
always get that last name wrong. She said, "Hi Vince. Sounds like I dropped into a bit of a left field conversation."
Yeah. Well, feel free to join in. I mean, so Sarah,
We are not the men.
we are talking about
Love.
we're talking about love. We're talking about
Romance?
Yeah, sure. And what's exciting is we're talking with friends from Turkey and India. So let's add. I won't say where you're from. I'll let you disclose that
If she wants to.
if you want to. But yeah, some exciting times here on the stream.
Big things are happening. Brock said we are examining A21's love struggle.
It's true.
Which is true.
Don't we all have love struggles, though?
Hey, and Sarah, she'll have some great insight on this. I trust Sarah's judgment.
Vincent Williams chimed in with, he's, I think, from the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Oh, your uncle!
Hey! Welcome from the Virgin Islands!
Neat.
I mean, welcome to Kansas.
From the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
Well, a studio in a house in Wichita, which is also in Kansas. But yeah.
Hey, now's probably a good time. We got some friends online. Does everyone want to see a duck?
2 ducks.
2. We got 2 of them. Okay.
Yeah, obviously we want to see the ducks. We're gonna pull out the ducks.
Do you want me to grab one, or you just grab one?
Here we go. Here they come.
Here they come.
So here are my studio ducks. Doesn't every artist have or need studio ducks?
Sarah said, of course, and Brock said, is that even a question? Bring the ducks.
Bring the ducks. Here they are. I can tell you the story. I'm gonna put them away. Keep painting.
What's their names?
Oh yeah, Moki, and Maui. My daughter's really into Moana. Oh, that'll get us.
Yeah,
right there.
that'll get you in
Can't
trouble.
even sing that. Disney will come down so hard.
Crash down. Disney don't play around. Brock said they are ducking cute. This is pretty good. I like that one.
So yeah, about my duck. We had a family nest right in our front landscaping, but our house backs up to a very wooded area, and there are numerous duck egg eating predators out there. So it was only a matter of time, and I was hoping for the best. The mom sat there for 21 days,
Yeah,
which
that's for a
was
while.
really close. I mean, we were literally.
It was only a few days out.
I mean, yeah, like if 6 more days or so. Well, no, less than that. But they were so close. I went out there that morning, and we were trying not to disturb the mother whatsoever. And anyway, it was an absolute massacre. And I left the nest there for the day, and I also left the mother alone because I was like, well, I don't know. How do animals grieve for these sorts of things, and so I just gave her space for the day, and then she flew off mid-morning. The whole day went by. I didn't touch anything, and I thought I'll check back in. I need to clean up everything that happened anyway. And so I went out there to clean up the remains.
I think the ducks really helped because now we're up to 10, so I'm going to show.
Okay.
I'm going to show one of them while you're telling the story.
Sounds good. Well, you gotta kind of do both. They're buddies.
Yep. One of them will cry.
Yep.
Real loud. I know.
Yeah, they're buddies.
I know. He's so big now.
I know.
Oh my gosh, he got so much bigger.
Careful.
It's okay.
So it was just so sad. The whole nest was ravaged, and after the whole day had lapsed and the mother hadn't come back, I went to clean up, and lo and behold, there was one single egg that was not ruined, and I went out.
It's this guy.
And I brought it inside, but I didn't think there could be any life in it because a whole day had gone by, and no sitting on the egg. But I candled it. These are all things I learned in the last couple of weeks. I didn't know how to do any of this.
Nope.
But I candled the egg, which means basically shining a flashlight in it. And lo and behold, there was life.
This guy.
Life inside the egg.
This guy.
And suddenly, I had to become a foster
mother.
Yeah, I was
duck mom.
Yeah.
He imprinted on you.
Yeah, that's totally.
Oh, but you're telling. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
You're not there yet.
Yeah,
I just get excited.
You get it. Yeah.
So excited.
And so, yeah, it was great. But then I realized they're highly social. So after he or she, Moki, hatched, he or she was so sad that every time we left, I had to get another duck because it was so heartbreaking, the crying, the nonstop crying anytime we left the room.
And you can see his beak's kind of red, and we think that's because he wanted so desperately to get out of the cage and follow Vince. Whenever he left, he would just ferociously tap his beak against the glass, and I don't know if it's gotten better or not, but.
Well, he's definitely more calm.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll just kind of huddle up next to each other, and it goes really well. But yeah, it's a little crazy. We take the ducks out for nightly walks, and it is. I don't know. Add it to the story of three guys in an upstairs. Bedroom studio in the middle of Wichita, Kansas.
There's no bed in the studio, though.
No. Yeah, no room for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just weird stories that we get to tell. But it's so cool. I've really loved being a duck dad, and looking forward to just seeing what happens. Do we really like each other a lot? And maybe they stick around, or maybe not.
I don't know. I think Moki is going to stick around because he's definitely imprinted on you.
But the other side is, it's like the call of nature, though, that they may just decide to, hey, I'm going to take off.
Yeah.
It's time to go south, and I may never see him again. So I don't know what's going to happen.
That's why I'm trying not to connect too much, because I can't deal with a broken heart. I'm just kidding. They're so cute. I love them so much.
So studio ducks.
Brock said, what happened to Mama Duck? Sarah said, where'd you get the other duck? You already said that. A21 said, found you on Instagram. I'll have to go now, but I'll join whenever your live stream will be.
Sounds
also,
good. Take care.
Some background chill beats music, and yeah, ducks are so cute. So yeah, what happened to Mama Duck?
Mama Duck never returned.
She left.
Left because I think the nest was completely disturbed and destroyed. At least I think she thought so anyway. and I never saw Mama Duck again. And so we brought the egg in, and that was a whole process of.
Yeah, tell them about hatching the egg.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a city boy, and I don't know anything about that sort of stuff. So I'm thankful for Google and other people's great blogs about how to hatch duck eggs. And so I looked all that up, and we had to keep the egg at a certain temperature, which was just a guess because we didn't have a true incubator. And then we had to keep the humidity up to a certain point around the egg. I didn't realize that was important, but it kind of makes sense if you're sitting underneath a nice fluffy mama duck. I would say it's probably humid in there, and it was just a whole deal.
Fuzzy Harmonica said lots of Vincents up in this chat.
Yeah, more Vincents.
Is Fuzzy Harmonica Vincent?
He is. Yeah.
More Vincents. And Sarah said, I think I was running water for dishes and I missed where the other duck came from.
Okay. The other duck was just a Craigslist find where we need to find a buddy duck, so that there's not so much sadness every time I leave the room, which is also why the ducks are in the studio, so that they feel more comfortable and safe.
Turns out they're super social.
Yeah, I never would have realized how social ducks are. It's amazing.
We also have him up in the studio because of the cat.
Yeah. Thanks for that's a great point too. There is a cat in the house, and cats are cats.
Sarah said, Craigslist to the rescue.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that you found a good listing on there. I feel like you'd show up and it would be something different.
Yeah. Probably not nice to send my wife and my daughter to go.
Oh yeah, I forgot you didn't even go.
I didn't even go. I sent my wife and my daughter to go pick up the ducks
at a farm.
At a strange farm.
At least it was in the middle of the day and not 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You're like, I couldn't sleep last night and decided we need a new duck. Can you guys go get it?
I mean, that would be the narrative on Craigslist. Hey, I'm only awake at 2 a.m. And yeah.
Did you find some weird stuff on Craigslist at 2 a.m.? Fuzzy Harmonica, or should I say Vincent, said, not sure if Tractor Supply or Ace still have ducks. They used to have ducks?
They do, but it's a little late in the game. The time has already passed for ducks.
When is duck season at Tractor Supply?
Gosh, I don't know. Like I said, remember City Boy. I don't know anything about that.
No, I can figure it out.
But those places were not. Yeah, they're just chicks, and I don't know if a chick is a good option, like a chicken. But they're definitely good buds, and they don't like to be separated.
Looks like a 10 count of baby ducklings. I mean, you can order it right now. So,
well,
maybe right now is
yeah,
season for ducklings.
I mean, it is around here for wild ducklings.
Brock said, imagine hiring a professional duck with an actual wage and all.
Yeah.
That'd be a big investment. Studio ducks are free though, so I mean, other than all the money that you have to invest in them.
Duck crumbles, and really the whole of my evening is usually, okay, how can I get them outside in the grass, walk around with them out in the front lawn, because while the one that is imprinted on me, it doesn't mind if I'm nearby. The other one, our buddy duck, is absolutely terrified, and so Moki, that's my duck. That's my foster duck, Moki. Moki he's kind of the leader, he or she should say. I didn't bother to do that part.
Super invasive. Yeah.
Super
We're
invasive.
We're just gonna wait.
And like he'll follow me around, but then Maui will only follow Moki around, and really doesn't like me. So we've got some weird relationships going on.
Sarah said, I think the sketchiness or not of Craigslist is regional. In Ontario, that was always the reputation, but here in British Columbia, Craigslist is totally chill and normal.
Huh.
So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm sure
Yeah.
Los Angeles would probably be sketchier in some places than, east side of Wichita or something.
Yeah.
And then Vincent said, you should look into the book Ducks and How to Make Them Pay.
How to make them pay?
That's not a book. Ducks.
He's looking it up.
How to Make Them Pay. If that's a book. Oh my goodness. It's a book.
What?
It's about how to make ducks pay. Cook instructs his fellow humans on how to make money one way or another by utilizing ducks one way or another.
Huh.
But yeah, it's called Ducks and How to Make Them Pay by William Cook.
Wow.
These ducks have been dry. Yeah, so whole book. This book may have occasional imperfections, such as where's the summary on? I'm on Amazon. I don't know where the summary's at. Probably down. No. It's either people have 5 stars or 1 star. There's no in between. And 81% 5 star and 13% 1 star.
That's still pretty good.
One of them was disappointed. Not the duck specific revenge manual that I was hoping for. And then another 1 star was misleading title. This has nothing to do with seeking recompense for ducks because of the things they've done. They deserve my wrath for what they've done, and I hope this book was about that topic. And then another is titled Seek Vengeance Elsewhere. I was initially thrilled to receive ducks and how to make them pay as a gift from my sister. I have many nemesis, all of them ducks, and was ready for a manual to explain how precisely to exact my revenge upon them. Much to my dismay, this book is actually a guide to raise ducks and make money from this practice. I do not want more ducks in the world. I want 17 fewer. I gave this book 1 star. I do not recommend it.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
And then Brock said, being a duck dad is hard, but you should get rid of them before they completely grow up and cost you a fortune with all these college tuitions.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about college.
Brock's he's a dreamer. He looks.
Wait, do they get free college in Turkey? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's it.
Brock, do you get college in Turkey for free college?
And then Vincent said, really sounds like a book on how to make ducks pay for their crimes against humanity. And then Brock said, William Cook sounds a bit suspicious for a duck expert name.
It does.
Yes. Bill Cook.
Nice.
Sounds like a duck that wrote a book to get his other ducks in trouble. William Cook is definitely a human man and not a duck behind the typewriter. But a duck behind the typewriter would be pretty cute. Because of vengeance against his brother ducks. And so he writes this book on how to exact revenge. But it's not even that. It's about how to raise them and then make money off of them then.
So it's duck slavery.
Yes!
Or no, exploitation.
Exploitation.
Duck
Are we
exploitation.
paying these ducks to do what they do?
I mean, we didn't pay either one of them for being super cute, so I don't know. Vincent said, I have a typewriter for the oil painting of a duck behind the typewriter. Alright, I'm gonna go meet with my sponsor.
Okay.
So you want to pull up the chat on your thing?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
And then you can just
That's a
kind
good
of
idea.
keep an eye on it. But I'll be back. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Say bye to Sean.
Brock, it was a pleasure. Appreciate your words of
Yeah.
encouragement.
Great. All right, but that doesn't mean that it's over yet.
No. Yeah. I'll be back
Just,
in like an hour.
Yeah, pull it up here. And I'll probably break in about 30 minutes too, just so everyone is. Oh, yeah. I guess I need to connect to the internet. That helps. That's helpful. All right. What? Retry. Internet.
You're having some technical difficulties.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Actually, all right. So I'm gonna be able to read some chats here and there. All right. Awesome. So, what have I been working on lately? It's been a while since I've seen your work. Well, I'm about to release about 7 new paintings in the next couple. In the next week. After that, I took on this is no joke, a 7 painting commission for a client here in town that is going to convert their kind of the entryway of their home into this massive chapel that is loosely based off of one in Italy. So I will be depicting the 5 joyful mysteries as well as an icon or 2. And that's going to probably consume the whole rest of the year. So that's kind of the big news in front of actually announcing that big news, which is pretty wild.
So they just got an exclusive.
Yeah, you totally got an exclusive, like.
Oh, even the Ducks was an exclusive.
Yeah, the Ducks. No one knows about the Ducks yet, so I mean.
Also, technically, I'm an exclusive look.
It's true.
Bye.
See ya. Yeah, it's gonna be really it's gonna be a big job, but this space is just out of this world. I mean, I can't even begin to describe the home this is going in, so that's kind of the new news. But certainly I have to prepare for shows in the meantime. So I'm creating just about as much as I can. I'm hoping to have this one done and ready for next week. We'll see how it goes. And yeah. yeah, that's right, Sarah. So grateful. Really pumped to make those pieces too. And it's gonna be great. Did I miss a comment earlier? Yeah. Sorry. I think it's because I'm leaning or being kind of weird. Maybe if I back off to the side so camera focus being funny. It might be trying to focus on my hand and maybe a weird brush thing now and then too. Yeah. Thanks, Brock. I'm pretty excited. I was also pretty excited to have a baby duck. That was really exciting too. But certainly the commission is going to keep me very busy for the rest of the year. Yeah, I need to once to focus on my face. Yeah, that's because it's trying to do what it's like it's supposed to do, right? And when you want it to do a certain, I guess I could turn all that off. Nah. Hey, notes, taking notes. But hey, if I had turned that off, you wouldn't have been able to see the ducks. There would have been all this extra energy to make that happen. And let's be honest, we're all here to see the ducks. So yeah, I'm kind of working my way across the face here, trying to get these nice soft colors, trying to keep things with this style of painting, working more with a layered approach. This is called indirect painting, and letting some of these different layers show through because there's multiple semi-transparent layers. It's kind of when oil shines the most, in my opinion. There's a lot of different ways you can apply oil paint, but this is a fun way to do it. It takes a lot longer, but the results are usually pretty amazing.
What influenced you?
Yeah, so yeah, thanks, Sarah. It is. She's a model here in town, and yeah, just a friend. She was recommended a couple of years ago. Actually, Mr. Yeah, you're right. Fuzzy. Since I won't use your real name, it is indeed. I'm using the same method, which I love that painting, by the way. And I've kind of missed creating in that style. Fuzzy Harmonica owns a piece with the same model, utilizing some of the same techniques. That is, the light is very soft and glowy. It's a beautiful piece. I looked at it the other day when I was going through my portfolio, and I was like, "Wow, that was a really good painting." You just forget, you know. I just like, I want to kind of create in that vein again. So. A real name is fine. Okay, Vincent. Vincent. A lot of Vincents around here. Let's see. How do I invest in a second duck cam? Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. I should probably have you know, the 24-hour duck cam going so you can fall asleep. With the little chirping and tittering of the ducks. It's really cute. When they're happy, they do this faster little chirp. It's like 3 in a row. It's really cute. Never thought I would be this. Well, no, I mean, I know I was like this in the past with my own children to a degree, but you know, ducks. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. Earlier, we had representation from India and Turkey. We saw Turkey. I won't say who's who or who's where, but Canada here in Wichita. So this is awesome. I thought it was really fun having conversation with Sean and David here. I know maybe people want more of like, hey, what are you doing? What are you actually creating? But you know, that can come and go. So when I'm in this part of the process, I just jump around a little bit. It's sort of the next thing that just bugs me that I really want to adjust next, and then that's where I go. I wish it was a little more methodical than that, but it's not. I just am kind of following just attention. It's probably some level of attention deficit disorder where like, oh, I need to adjust that. Oh, no, now there, now here, now there. Like I just saw this kind of light bluish green color happening, and I was like, oh yeah, that's so pretty. I want to drop that in, and right here at the base of the hair, it was too, yeah, it was calling me. So, and then I'm like, okay, I got it, you know, and then I might look to the other side and say, okay, the where the hairline meets the forehead, it's warmer. So I'll go in and make a few adjustments there. It's gonna warm, soft line. It does help too when painting the forehead into the hair. You can just keep those edges soft. Because they really are, to a degree, when we look at them. Like the, I don't remember. See, I wish I had timing. So every time I glance at the chat, I don't know when exactly You said, like the way I ineffectively tidy my home. Okay, yeah, no, okay, there you go. I had to think about it. Yeah, like whatever looks like it needs to be done next. Man, I can relate to that. That is definitely how I roll here in the house. Like you'll be in one space, you suddenly see something like, oh, I need to address that, or that's messy, but it really has nothing to do with it. I could be probably way more effective focusing on on certain areas. So you're trying to make your own oil paint. Yeah, that's great, Brock. Like I've never delved into making my own paint, and not because I don't see the tremendous value in it, because I do, but kind of like A21 was mentioning earlier, it's hard for me. There's so many just good products, well-made products out there now that I am gonna do an inferior job if I try to mill my own paint. I'm just not gonna do as well, and it's really convenient. And like yourself using cobalt, of course, cobalt highly dangerous. You want to be careful around it. It's heavy metal, and so it's like a lot of those materials are just so deadly that if I can keep my hands out of there, I'm sure I've already shortened my life significantly, and just be careful milling all that stuff. So pre-made stuff is really expensive. I've even encountered, I don't know if you encountered this, Brock, like there are certain things that won't even ship to the United States because particular bristles for brushes and other pigments. I don't know if you encounter like shipping issues where certain things won't be allowed to ship. I've sent a few things to Sarah and even Canada. It's pretty. It's definitely they're pretty hard on it sometimes. I don't know how it ever gets passed and gets to your doorstep, but. The ducks are making these kind of little drinking noises down there. I don't know if you can hear it. If you turn up your volume. Yep. So do you mean your is it your art shop? Like, Brock, do you mean you have a store there? Because that's cool. What's up, Agnes? Good to see ya. Speaking of toxic pigments, I'm using right now. This tube is almost empty, but right here, Utrecht's lead white, and it's almost empty. I did just upgrade. And I bought, autofocus didn't even work for that last one. Here, I went with Rublev's Lead White number 2 for my next dangerous, very poisonous pigment. I'm excited to crack this one open. I'm almost done. Oh, come on, autofocus. No help. So I used lead white for a little while, and then I thought, I'm not going to do that anymore because you know, maybe I should try to be around for longer, and for my family and for people around in my life. And but then I used titanium white, and that's what I learned with was titanium white. But there's a big difference in transparency and chalkiness versus kind of the glistening nature of lead for me personally. So I've got to keep living a dangerous life. Yeah, customs and shipping fees are ridiculous. Hey Agnes, you missed the ducks earlier. We had the ducks out. We have studio ducks right now. I can actually hear them drinking.
Moki's not allowing Maui to eat.
Really?
Yeah. Maui keeps on like trying pushing and then like goes quick.
Huh. Strange.
So Maui's definitely bigger than Moki.
Yeah. Who wants to remix that song really quick, bro? Because that would be sweet. Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely right. I've heard it said, and I do believe this, Agnes, that if you're the type of person who's not concerned about using lead white, then you're probably the type of person who shouldn't use lead white. But if you're careful and you're cleaning up after yourself, you're taking care, and then yeah, it certainly it's okay to use it, but yeah, be very careful. Yeah. So probably in about I don't know how long. I'll probably be taking a break here shortly, and then but we'll come back on later in the afternoon after lunch. So there'll be more time for ducks. And I did actually, Sarah, you were asking, what have I been painting lately? I did paint my little duckling Moki because I have a heart for that little guy now. We took it. So I learned that when they make their breathing hole, when they're about to hatch, sometimes they sit with that breathing hole for almost 48 hours, and you think you need to assist, but you don't. You just wait. And so we took what they call it's called a pip. So it's a little crack in the egg so they can breathe. So they're learning how to breathe at that time, breathe air. But that process just sits there for, can up to 2 days. And so we took the little egg that was partially cracked, open, the beginning of the hatching process, all the way to my in-laws for about 24 hours, and then back home because we had no idea when they were gonna hatch, and so it's been this really strange thing of having the ducks. We go out for nightly walks in the front lawn so that they can do a little bit of foraging, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've not gotten anything else done around the house that I could probably really need to get done. But hey, I'm taking ducks for walks every night. It's cute. Yeah, Brock, you're right. It's worse. It's the worst when it's a dry powder. To inhale that stuff is definitely the worst. I've watched some of the process of making the lead carbonate, and it looks pretty. It looks deadly because you kind of break these flakes off, and I just every time I see it, I feel bad for the guys making it because I'm like, man, you. Please be careful. is all I think, because how dangerous it is to. But I think the luminance is quite striking in lead white. Yeah, and even though, like, you're right, it's not as bad if it's on your skin, I'm still very leery of leaving it there. So if I get some on, I wash my hands. You know, when I clean my brushes, if I know I've used heavy metals, whether it's cadmium, cobalt, or lead throughout the day, then I'm definitely being very careful as I wash to try not to get too much skin contact, even though, yes, way safer than aerosols. But yeah, those are all great points. Yeah, it is cool to watch the process, to kind of watch those flakes fall off. But I keep thinking about each person's life, and I'm like, oh man, I hope everyone is being safe. Hey, A21, good to see you again. Let's see. Yeah, good question. So I don't clean my brushes very much because I mix most of my colors. I know the camera's not quite on my palette, but I try to use as few tube colors as possible so that every color that goes on the canvas is mixed, a mixture of various colors. And in doing so, I think it creates more unity. So I don't really mind that the brushes are a little dirty. In fact, I like that they have like some of the last colors that I've used, because it's all just mixing anyway all of the time. But what I will do is I'll kind of keep a few set of value brushes. So let's say I've got some light values and some dark values and some mid values, and I'll usually have a brush for each kind of value set, and that is largely how I will kind of switch from brush to brush and keep going. Yeah, so part of having a home studio is trying to use as little thinners and other things. I don't have an industrial like air purifier or air ventilation system in here, so I try to use things that are pretty safe or have no VOCs in them. I have, however, started using one new kind of tube of medium that does have turpentine in it, so that we're off-gassing a little bit in here, but not too bad, because it's really just not that much material out. So I've always tried to minimize the amount of VOCs in the studio, just trying to be safe. Again, I've got kids, I've got a wife and kids, and want to try to be around as long as I can. Can you hear the little peeps of the ducks? Yeah, it's kind of nice. I've never owned pet birds before, and so yeah, it's kind of peaceful. Although one of them is trying to get out. No, okay, I think we're good. Yeah, and they eat. Here's what I didn't realize. Ducks are. I mean, I guess it should have made sense. I should have thought about this. How to give any consideration to this whatsoever. They're really messy. They are so messy, and like they. We have to clean out. It's just one of little aquariums right now, but they're already almost so big that we bought a new enclosure for them. But they just water everywhere, and then they kind of shake it everywhere, and they shake their food, the little kind of duck crumbles everywhere. It's a wild world in there, for sure. Good to see you, Sarah. Take care. Yep. I'll be sharing the new work soon, next week in a Patreon post. So we'll see you then. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him some more water. And maybe I'll get a duck out. So hold tight. Okay, here we are. Back to right here. Aw, see? Yep. Here we are. So this guy here is Moki, and Moki is the one that we hatched. And you can see how dejected Maui is here because he doesn't really like people, but definitely Moki likes people because he's imprinted on me, and so we're kind of family now. He's trying to eat my thumb right now, and my finger. So yep, here are the ducks. Oh, Moki and Maui. Yep. Little chirp. Oh yeah, keep going. And don't worry, I painted one of them, not with paint, but a painting. Yeah, they're super cute. We'll see what happens. I've read, so I've done a little bit of research. I've read that you can diaper a duck, and so we may. I don't know if we'll kind of have to see how it goes. You know, David can chime in here, and maybe we'll have a studio duck or two. Just waddling around with a diaper on. That ultimately I'd have to be the one to clean up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So tell me about this vintage typewriter. It's good to know what's available to me. $1 at a garage sale. It sounds like it weighs. I like you just saying it weighs a ton makes me think. Yeah, I can almost feel it in my hands. Like I can just imagine it. Okay, I think I just got a message. Let's see. I think it might be time for, yeah, avian fashions. Okay, cool. I'll look into that. It would be really fun to have ducks. So. Okay, so I'm thinking it's probably about time for me to take a break for lunch. But I promise I will be back in a couple of minutes. I don't know if I should just leave this up or not, or maybe end the stream and then notify everyone when it goes up again. We'll see. Wow, $6,000. Sorry, I'm distracted easy. So I think I'm going to break. I'll be back later this afternoon. So I hope you all, I just really appreciate you hanging with me for these last 2 hours. And we're looking to do this more in the coming weeks, just kind of whatever I'm working on, just hanging out and talking and chatting. So blessings to you all, and we'll see you in, I don't know, maybe another hour or so. So we'll be back. Thanks. Bye.